fact that we mentioned on this podcast is disturbing to me.
And if you win the Bob Ross, you give me the Bob Ross.
Well, if the price isn't dropping, I'm fine. The price is not your worry. The liquidity is your worry.
Welcome back to the Off Center Podcast, your home for perfectly imperfect hobby talk, one off-center take at a time. I am one of your hosts, Thrifty. We got Squeaks, Radar, and Mason. And today we're going to be talking about the Whatnot Mr. Beast stream, which is going to be giving away a ton of crazy stuff. We got Goldin taking over the auction scene, apparently. We'll find out more. Stay tuned. And then all the other card games, apparently, listen, Vintage is pumping, and so are the other card games. It's not done. We're not done here, folks. Wait and see what we got for you today. And then, is price memory killing your business? We're going to talk about all that stuff right now. Tap in.
Woo.
What's goody, boys?
Hey, third time's a charm. You know,
I did it.
It took me 3 times too, so we're twins. It's cool.
Twinning.
Nailed it.
What's up, guys?
Hi, hello. What's up? Hey, how we doing?
What's goody, boys?
Mason, I hope you're ready for the intro next time.
I can do it. I can swing it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so tough and confident right now, huh?
I've done
I believe in Mason.
some videos before. Yeah,
He's kind of an expert at YouTube, eh?
You do YouTube? All right. Okay. Well,
wow.
Thrift, wonderful intro. Forgot you're a Yu-Gi-Oh, a Yu-Gi tuber, whatever they're called.
Oh God.
Yu-Gi tuber.
Yeah, Poketubers, Yu-Gi tubers.
That is true. That I do think that is what they're called.
I don't want to say what I am because Dragon Ball just doesn't fit there. It sounds weird.
No tuber.
DB tuber.
DB tuber. DBZ tuber. Zuber. DB Zuber. Okay, let's get on with this. Okay, guys, first topic.
Sorry. What do you got?
This is my take. This is what we got. This is the first thing we'll discuss. The Mr. Beast Whatnot stream will break the app. Like literally shut. Like
I kind of like
so
that.
Big, the app it'll shut down.
Okay.
This happened in the past in the early days when they started bringing in people like I don't know if it happened with Logan Paul. It might have happened with Logan Paul. But it happened in the past, obviously, building out a new app. You have all these issues. You don't know how big it's going to be. It got way bigger during the COVID time than they thought it would because of how big Collectibles got. I don't know if they're prepared for how big this is going to be. So I think it might actually like shut down the app.
So what exactly is going on? Because like I'm out of the loop. What's going on here? What is it?
Want me to fill you in? Squeaks, you know what's going on.
Yeah,
he's just gonna sit there silently. Way to make it awkward. Jeez. Okay,
what? It's your topic. What are you? Yes, Mr. Beast is doing a collab with Whatnot, and they're giving away like $1 million in stuff. However, there's a lot more than $1 million in stuff in there because those 2 Lambos are like Lambos 500K alone, and there's like $1 million in cash right there in front of it, and then there's jet skis. So like
there's $1 million in
like
iPhones.
$1 million in iPhones over to the side. So I'm not sure if they're giving all that stuff away or if that's promotional, but they are giving away $1 million worth of stuff that you can win from your bed. Apparently, you don't even have to be on a couch; you can be in your bed.
I don't
which
like
for me,
that.
I like because I like
weird. Just a weird thing, but is that a legendary collection Charizard? Is that what that is? Sitting there right there.
Click the next button. You can see them all there.
Oh,
Mason.
is there? Well,
yeah.
How does Instagram work?
Don't watch this part. Next.
Well,
Go
next.
Oh,
so
okay.
we got a $67,000 rolly. We got what else we got here? This is what I'm after.
This is cool.
Oh, Radar, can we get this?
This is what I'm after. And Thrifty, I know you got your Bob Ross binders.
Okay, this is cool.
So Bob Ross, quick story. I could have bought a Bob Ross back in 2019 on eBay. But I knew that like all of them, 98% of them were supposed to be with the Bob Ross Foundation. So I was like, it's fake. There's no way this isn't real. I'm not spending. It was $10,000. No way I'm spending $10,000 on this. It ended up being real. So missed out on my chance to get a Bob Ross.
Listen, 10K. Listen, imagine that compared to what you've been buying.
But to be fair, a $10,000 Bob Ross, if this is worth $49,000, that's a 5x. That's like 5x is nothing in 2019 to now.
This is not actually worth $50K, by the way.
No, it's more. It's way more. The Bob Ross Foundation's been doing auctions lately, and they've been selling for like what, Thrift? Have you seen them like a couple $100,000? I think
it's stupid numbers.
They just have 49 on this one, so that's why.
This looks like what they paid for it because we'll see what Mason said. The LC's are. Keep going. I don't know what that is.
A
Birkin
Birkin,
bags.
dude. A Birkin, dude.
Okay.
What's
Going with a
up?
bunch of singles. Where are they going to the strip club? What's going?
Oh
Okay,
my
never
Oh,
God,
dude,
bro.
yeah, those are ones, not millions. So that's interesting.
I don't know
Like
what those are.
those are stacks of hundreds.
Next. Let's get to.
Dunks.
Okay,
Ooh,
this
that's a
guy.
big
Brady
one.
rookie.
Okay.
Okay.
I think
Listen.
Right.
at one point this was a 6-figure card. I don't know why it's only 57.
There still is.
Could they
And
not
then-
trim this up a little? Like, look at the. They didn't even do this good line work here. Like, really, whatnot? You couldn't like buy a
That is
straight
kinda-
edge cutter? Like, okay. never-
That is kind of sad. There we go. 50 grand. This is, I think, well above 50 today. So I feel like this is what they paid for it.
Oh, okay.
That's just my opinion.
Weird. Okay.
Maybe they've had it for a while, like ready to go for the.
That's
Wait.
probably the case.
Wouldn't you want to price it
So-
higher so that people seems like it's a deal when they go to buy it at an auction? Is that not?
They
Like,
might
do?
have at the time. Maybe they did at the time, and it's just gone so crazy in the last 6 months.
They are giving away a Lamborghini. I'm showing up.
They are. They've
Oh,
done it before.
100.
I
What
mean,
if?
it's in the picture?
Bro,
I wonder how you win it. Do you just like enter one of like? Do they just set up a giveaway thing and then you
Yeah,
just
listen, if I
Yeah.
win the Lambo, I'll give you the Lambo, Squeaks. And if you win the Bob Ross, you give me the Bob Ross.
That's
Easily.
a bad trade.
that is
Easy?
a deal.
It's a
Easy.
crazy
I'm just
trade.
saying.
Yes.
This is what I don't want a Lambo. I want the Bob Ross.
I will
Which-
just go find you a Bob Ross and you go find me a Lambo and we will make that trade. That is a great deal.
Good luck finding a Bob Ross for
One just
50.
sold. There was the MTV one that had just sold that had like the MTV logo on it. That was a Bob Ross. That one just got auctioned somewhere and sold.
That's cool, but I want one on the show. I want one from the show.
I want
dude.
yeah. So he did 3 paintings for every show. He did a preliminary one to understand what he was sketching out. He did the one on the show that was live, and then he did a third one at the end of every show that he actually took time with to perfect it. To make
How
it
do you
look
all
like
know
something.
so much about Bob Ross?
There's
Dude.
a YouTube
Wait.
video about it. It's very
I-
serious.
All right.
Have you
Look,
seen my
okay.
collection of random junk? I know way too much about the worst stuff.
Cool.
Like,
The rabbit holes we've been digging in
Yeah.
are dark, dude.
are you even a collector, Mason? So
But
this-
let's go back to your topic.
yeah. So
which
this
was this is
this
gonna
is-
break the app.
Yeah, and this is done on Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th. Right now, if you go to Whatnot, you can see how many saves are on this, and we just hit 50,000. There's over 50,000 saves for this show, which it could be a record on Whatnot. I don't actually know, but from past experiences, seeing them being able to handle 10,000, 20,000 viewers, they've struggled with. So if they're prepping to have 50,000, I think this could go well above 50,000, and I don't think they'll be able to handle it.
So I guess my first question is, because you had mentioned that like in the past maybe the stream went down or whatever, I would assume their bandwidth now is way higher because they've got way more streamers, 24 hours a day, global whatever streaming, because I know they're like in Australia now and stuff. What number do you think they have to hit to break the app?
So you also have to consider when something like this is going on, whether it's Whatnot or any other marketplace, every single seller better be on this app trying to feed off of the viewership here, right? Everybody's going to be live thinking that they'll get the feed off of it. So it's going to be the servers that they need or whatever to, I don't know the technical stuff.
They're
to
also
run-
doing better rates that weekend, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
They've
that's
been
right.
blowing out
Oh.
emails of like
Well, that's
4 to
good.
6% or something for sellers for that weekend if you're streaming like before or during the Super Bowl or before, I don't know.
Probably trying to get as many people on the platform just in general, knowing
So they can
all
send
funnels
out a
and this
massive
thing. Yeah.
like notification for Mr. Beast, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be so many people flooded to this app, both for this stream, but also people trying to feed off of it and stream themselves. I would be actually surprised if they can handle if every one of these 50,000 people showed up in one stream. I'd be honestly surprised that it would work smoothly and not shut down.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like they would have to stress test that. Like, I can't imagine they would spend that much because, like, surely he's being paid, right? Surely the $1 million of stuff is being comped. Like, I can't imagine. I doubt Mr. Beast is spending $1 million to promote some other platform, whatever. Like, I can't imagine you would spend that much money and risk that. Like, risk your platform going down and knowing that all of that would be because, like, it's not like you can just, oh, well, Mr. Beast will come back tomorrow and give the stuff away. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you would have to spend a lot. I mean, look, we've seen dumber stuff happen, not just in the hobby, but just in general platforms where like that definitely could happen.
Listen,
But
we've seen things come and go
but
very quickly.
I would be shocked if this went down. Like, I feel like they'd have to have like 1 million people. And so I want to present a question to you guys, which is, do you think this will get more views than the Logan Paul box break with Goldin? That's going to happen.
Which he's doing on YouTube, to put that caveat in there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know where they were doing it.
He's already like got the followers. Then technically,
wait, is he doing it on his YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, his
He's
YouTube has
built
like
in.
a
He's built
bajillion
in,
subscribers. That's a tough one. Then.
Well, he had 330 right there in that first one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's no question. I think Logan Paul.
I don't think Mr. Beast breaks maybe 100 max. I don't know.
That'd be pretty
100K?
impressive. I mean, what's the biggest Twitch
What
stream?
would break Whatnot? Like, what number actually breaks Whatnot, though? You know what I mean?
Is 50,000 too low?
I think that's too low, actually. Like,
here's the thing, man. It's almost like
how many users does Whatnot have?
What breaks Whatnot? I think it's what breaks some of their infrastructure. Because, like, say they're going to use like their giveaway thing, where like the wheel comes up and spins. I think that being able to process like 100,000 entries.
Oh, that's funny. It'd have to be the longest wheel spike.
Yeah, because there were like every little pie, right? Like there has to be a threshold where like that thing caps out. And I'm sure they've already tested it. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is more likely that like something infrastructurally just can't process the amount of people than like the whole platform just dies. Like, because that's just like a server load thing.
The chat freezes, the giveaway option.
Things are going too fast that like it can't run, or people can't.
How do they get over that if that does happen? That's going to be awkward.
So I used to work at Whatnot. I am a small, teeny tiny bit of a shareholder. Okay. They were always very good about having their war room ready for events like this. While I don't think they prepared well enough, like you said, Sean. I'm sure they'll prepare and do all the stress tests. It's shocking to me in the corporate world how I guess underestimating they or how much estimation they have towards events like this, and they don't do all that stress testing. But they will have people on the ground ready to go to fix this stuff, hopefully immediately if it is breaking. So they're good about that, and they got great engineers. So I assume it'll be, if it does.
You wonder if they have like a dummy environment where they can like simulate like
they do.
Like AI agents and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
They could just use to like funnel in and like what happens if we have 100,000 people? What happens if we have 500,000 people? What, you know, and like just spam it and see. But yeah, but you know, less about it breaking the platform, right? Because that's just essentially saying that we think this thing's going to be massive.
No, just the stream. I mean, like that's
yeah.
What does this do for the hobby?
Yeah, I think that's like the more interesting topic, right? Is like, what does this do for Whatnot? What does it do for collecting in general? Like, is this gonna pull? Like, does anyone know? Has Mr. Beast plugged this on like his own platform?
Is Mr. Beast collecting Pokemon cards now?
No, but he is in the One Piece.
He is in the One Piece.
Oh God.
So yeah, him and Speed and Logan Paul are all in it now. Well, Speed's always been in it, to be fair. But
we always kind of thought like we hit the ceiling with celebrityism in Pokemon. You got the Logan Paul. Justin Bieber did a post at one point. People went nuts. We always I kind of feel like we've captured or optimized the growth of celebrity into Pokemon. Mr. Beast is a whole nother level. Nother level. Like
that and like sports stars, like that's not even close. We're not even close, dude.
No, this guy, 1 in 7 people in the world are subscribed to him. Is that what it is?
Not me.
That's crazy. Wow, you sound so proud about that.
Thrifty,
listen, I'm good.
If you run into him at Collecticon and he asks if you're subscribed, you're not going to get the free gift he wants to give you.
Bro, I don't. It's fine.
And it could have been a Bob Ross.
Somebody else.
It could have been a Bob Ross. You could have won a Bob Ross.
You'd feel like that. You would feel like the biggest dummy if that happened.
Bro, It would hurt him. I think it would hurt him.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. This one's interesting because I think it could really help the hobby.
In what way?
Just more eyes, more exposure. But I'm
Problem is, it's
curious
going
what
to
hobby
Whatnot.
things they're going to do with it, or if this is merely a giveaway. If this is merely a giveaway of like Whatnot's platform, I don't know how much that translates. Like
Because
if they're going to integrate hobby stuff with it, or if it's literally just a giveaway. Because that almost makes
What do you mean
like
hobby
a giveaway
stuff?
platform.
Like breaks? You think like what do you mean hobby stuff?
Anything like pack opening or whatever, just like rip it. Like they're giving away legendary collection Charizard. Are they going to rip packs? Like
a giveaway stream does not teach people how to use Whatnot. Like a giveaway stream just gets you in the door and then makes you put in your credit card number. I think because I think Whatnot requires you to put in a credit card. I'm not sure. When you make your account,
I think you could just view without.
I think you can watch without it, but if you want to like log into the stream and like do stuff, I think you have to or something. But
right.
Yeah,
if you want to make an account like active or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because like if they don't do any like hobby promotion in between the giveaways, and you're just a viewer that watches Mr. Beast, for instance, or watches content on the internet, and you don't know what Whatnot is, but you see you can win a Bob Ross or Lamborghini, and you show up, you might just think this is a giveaway platform. Like you might not think this is like a live selling ecosystem. Like so, like I'm curious to see what marketing they do around what Whatnot is. And in like the collectible space beyond just trading cards, right? Because they do comics and video games and watches and all kinds of stuff on there. Like how they market that in between the giveaway segments that are there to all these new faces that are surely going to be on this platform that have never used it before. And I think that is like the most important part.
Do we think we're going to get a Whatnot Super Bowl ad? Thoughts?
Ooh. I think this is the Whatnot Super Bowl.
I think this
is it?
Yeah, I think they're spending enough money on it. It's probably they were probably like I bet
it's
bet
like
they
this
were
or
in
a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah,
this or a Super Bowl ad.
I bet they were sitting down and they're like, what else could we spend $8 million on, Mr. Beast?
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, they could be like, we could buy a Super Bowl ad, or we could spend this much. Like, and which of these is going to yield better results? Like a Mr.
And which
Beast
one do you
funnel.
think would?
Well, I think a Mr. Beast funnel would. Because the Super
I agree.
Bowl is going to be a ton of people that like have no interest in collectibles, whereas a Mr. Beast following, I think, is going to be much more curated to the demographic
that's
that would
probably
be
true,
interested in this stuff. And
Listen,
so that would be my vote on it.
Well, I mean, apparently they're marketing that you can get this stuff from your bed, so maybe Whatnot's getting into the mattress industry or something.
That makes sense now. Now we're good.
Dude, have you guys ever seen? I know this is so off topic. Have you guys ever seen the conspiracy theories on mattress companies?
Yes.
And like how many there are, like
we're out here money laundering out
for
here,
how many people live around there, dude. If you guys have not seen this out there, go look it up. I'm not saying it's real. I'm not looking to get the mattress mafia after me or anything. I'm just saying something's going on. There's way too many mattresses.
It's a wonderful operation. Shut your mouth.
Dude, I'm just saying there's a lot of mattress stores out there.
There are 3 rug stores in downtown Bellevue, which is like one of the richest zip codes.
Rugs
that have been going out of business since I've moved here.
They're always going out of business.
Always going out of business. But those rug stores...
Aren't we all going out of business?
Yeah, my life is going out of business.
It kind of reminds me of the Mattress Matt guy, the one that always does the deal, like you get your thing free if he wins or like if he loses the bet.
He bets millions on the Super Bowl.
Yeah. If he wins the bet, you get your mattress for free. If he loses the bet, you don't get it for free. So then people spend a ton, and then he just scales his bet based on how much people spend or whatever. It's pretty interesting.
That's what Whatnot should have brought in. Give away mattresses with Mattress Matt.
Oh my God.
I don't know that would have the same yield.
So Whatnot's already like the leading live, streaming platform for sales, for live sales. Like, is this like really cement them into that now? Or is that, who's going to be able to overtake them at this point? Right.
I think they were, and we're not going to get touched at all.
Yeah. But like they saturated everybody that was like, everybody knows about them that are like in the hobbies,
Sure.
So like, I think this is the next step, right, for any sort of like growth or acquisition is going after the normies, the people that still might be interested but just never have really actively taken the jump to go and actually try Whatnot and then try to buy some stuff. So it makes sense to me that he's already put it is on his Instagram page. It is not on his YouTube, or there's no shorts or anything about it on his YouTube. But it's got 452,000 likes on it on Instagram. So
There you go. So we might be able to overtake the old
Wait,
Logie.
that post has 452?
Well, his YouTube was probably 10 times the cost, so they had to stick with Instagram.
Dang, dude, that's crazy.
Damn,
Is he cross promoting on his platforms like Mr. Beast?
that's what I'm saying. Like that's on his Instagram. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because dude, he's got so many followers.
I mean, he also has photos on here that have like 1.2 million likes and 19.6 million likes. So,
well, this specific post is not collaborating with Mr. Beast, though. It's just the Whatnot channels.
It's the same photo that's on his page as well.
Yeah, but did he collab with Whatnot on it, or is it just a Mr. Beast?
Did he tag them in the top?
It's on his thingy. It's on it.
It's on. Got it.
It's on his actual.
I think that it sounds like, Sean, what you're saying is that this is going to do more for Whatnot than it is going to do for the hobby.
I like the green shiz. There goes the neighborhood is fire. Shout out to Josh, dude. What's up, bro?
I think it could do a lot for the hobby. I think it's going to do a lot for Whatnot, no matter what. I think it's going to boost their amount of like people that sign up to the platform. I think it's going to, which any of those could convert into long-term customers, right? They just tune in one night. What is this thing actually, But I'm on the fence about what it's going to do for the hobby. And so like bringing it back to like, would it get more views than like the Logan Paul opening, which knowing that that's going to be on Logan Paul's channel now, I agree. I don't think it will beat it. I think it'd be really hard to beat it because of Logan Paul's following and the amount of people that are going to show up to watch that just because Logan Paul is on it. And he has spread his brand so far now with like the WWE and everything. But I think it's also going to be hard for them to beat the exposure, like the value to the hobby that Logan Paul opening will be, because of the fact that that is curated around hobby things and opening product and stuff like that. So again, we don't know what this live stream is going to be like. They could have all kinds of cool hobby stuff planned and it'll be really great for the hobby. But the Logan Paul one, we already do know. And we know that that's going to be very curated. And we've already seen this yield success once. The second time wasn't quite as successful, but it was done in a really close time succession to when they did it. Whereas now we're in a completely new era. Most people that are around today never experienced that first box break or what it was like.
Bro, imagine not having seen the first box break. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
I got that empty box signed by Logan Paul, authenticated on a piece of paper. I middleman that deal for.
That's actually fire.
So Dubsy owns that box. It's signed by Logan Paul, dated, and there's like a COA for it, which is a really weird, unique collectible to have. I forgot about that until now, but that I wonder.
You went to his house,
good
right?
hobby lore, dude.
Yeah. I went to Logan's house and
you just forgot. Just casually forgot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
While I was there doing that deal with him, he asked me, "Hey, do you know the person that owns the PSA 10 Illustrator?" And I did, because I had just left Dubai to from my deal that I did, and because
the old Dubai store.
When I was there, Dubsy asked me to get that box, and then but at the time I couldn't tell him because Dubsy was like, "You can't tell anybody I have this thing." So I didn't even tell Logan that I knew who had it, which was really funny.
That's a cool little history tidbit there. Most people don't know that. Most people don't know any of that stuff happened. Like that. Yeah. They just know Logan Paul one day walked out the WWE with it around his neck, and that he just found it. He just found it in the ground.
There's a whole
like
cool story there. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see. I think that I really wish that a lot more of these influencers would understand how many viewers they can get on their own channels by doing collectibles. Like during Logan Paul, I don't think could ever hit those numbers again just doing his own thing. That 300,000 plus concurrent viewers was a perfect match of collectibles and the timing and what he was doing. Same with all the Twitch streamers that were doing breaks then.
Yeah.
They were doing crazy numbers when they were opening up Pokemon boxes, and they all just gave up on it. And none of them want to do it. Like, it's such a great opportunity to grow their brands.
Well, let me
It is.
interject on you because you're spilling into a really good point about what I want to bring up, which is that I think Goldin, the auction house, is taking over the industry for auction houses. And specifically, one, Goldin partnered with eBay, or like eBay bought them, or like merger or something. Like I'm not super clear on it, but they are partnered up. Heritage historically for the last few years has been like the premier destination for like high-end cards, boxes, everything Pokemon. Like if you want to go Pokemon something and it's not on like traditional eBay for like modern stuff like that, but like if you want to go like Grails, you go to Heritage. I feel like that's shifting now. I feel like Goldin has taken it over. I feel like they have a very clear focus and strategy of what they're doing. And I don't think it's just Pokemon. I think it's all collectibles. And I would go as far to say is I think any of these auction houses that see Goldin / eBay as a competitor are in major trouble if they don't shape it up. And I think part of that is what you were saying right there, which is why I thought this was a good time to bring it up. So I've been watching the King Collectibles season 3. I've been pretty public that I was not a huge fan of season 1. It felt not organic to me. And so as a viewer that's really in the space, it just didn't really appeal to me. Whereas I could see why like the average person maybe that doesn't understand some of this stuff, like it would be more interesting. Season 3, however, has felt much more organic to me. Obviously, there's still like those staged moments, the interactions, things like that. But like for the most part, for how the hobby actually operates, for the authenticity of it, it felt better to me, like as a participant within it. And I really enjoyed it. And one of the things that is a big focal point of like Ken's strategy that he reveals in that is with one of the YouTube chefs. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name. He's a really popular YouTube chef, and he gets him a Ratatouille like movie poster and all kinds of stuff. And but they talk about the value of social media influencers on this industry and how that cross collaboration can work to benefit both sides, benefit the auction house, get their stuff in front of these influencers. But he puts that in the back of one of his videos and everyone starts talking about that. He tells a story on a stream one time. People talk about, wow, you can collect anything. Or if I want a really obscure thing, go to Ken Goldin, blah, 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 blah. Like he can find it for you. Stuff that you didn't even know existed, that kind of thing. But then the reverse can work for them. These people then flood into the auction house. I want to collect. I want to spend money. I want to sell my stuff. I want to do whatever. Like it's a win-win for both worlds. And I think that I agree with you. I think social media influencers are what will take this industry to new heights. We've seen it before, right? Logan Paul took this industry to new heights from COVID. I think we've kind of exhausted that to some degree. I'm hoping this new box break with eBay and Goldin will be an interesting uptick. The Mr. Beast thing with Whatnot could be an interesting uptick, but there are bajillion social media influencers that we've not even tackled. And it seems like Goldin is really interested in approaching that aspect of it, even to the point that they're hiring some of the smaller social media influencers now as
micro influencers,
yeah, as
That's not
like
derogatory
employees
now? Okay.
to get
No.
consignments. So like shout out to Get the Great
Compliment.
Games. Got hired on there, I believe, to do some consignment stuff or some auction stuff or whatever. I'm not really sure what he's doing, but I saw that he posted a hiring thing. Used to do live streams for Heritage, sponsored. Flipped over. The biggest video game guy that there is now. You can make
got some thoughts. Hold on, Mason. You got some
go ahead.
thoughts?
No, I mean I'm familiar with Get the Greg a little bit. I'm not like a huge follower of him, but yeah, they're flipping from the enemy camps into theirs. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and are video games worth flipping? I don't know. I'd
You
like
don't
to
think
believe
so?
so.
I don't know.
I'd like to believe so, but
You're
every
very
day
bearish.
it's harder to believe. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Heritage has had the largest signature auctions for video games. I mean, nowhere's even came close. Nothing. And yet now Goldin, 300 plus items, huge Mario Bros in it. Everyone's starting to talk about that.
Heritage was in bed with CGC at some point, right? With their video game grading, or WADA. But now PSA was in bed with eBay. The connection, so maybe there's going to be some more connections with all these conglomerates that the video games can take off again. But
This is such cope. The cope is so horrid in
I've
here.
got a
dude.
big tinfoil hat on my head.
Hope for what? What do you mean?
The
Yeah.
video game market is going to take off. That's
No, I don't think anyone's making that
No,
argument.
that's
I
That's
don't
what
think-
Radar just said. That's what
No,
just-
back.
No.
Sorry, I
No,
went
no.
off on a weird tangent.
He was more saying
Yeah.
that, like, so originally Heritage
Mhm.
did not have VGA games on their auctions. And for the longest time, it was believed because they had a special partnership with WATA. It's never really been disclosed if that was true or not. But as soon as WATA got bought by PSA, VGA games started appearing on Heritage, like immediately, like almost within like the month. And then CGC stuff did too once CGC started grading, but they had always done like CGC stuff with comics and things like that. And so I think what John was saying is more like, but eBay and PSA have these partnerships, and now that WATA is PSA, like, and Goldin and eBay, and like, you know, and like he's trying to like connect all these dots. Whereas I kind of think now we've grown enough as an industry that these auction houses just kind of carry everything because the consumers want everything. Like I actually think for Heritage, and maybe they did have a deal and so they couldn't, but I think for Heritage, not having VGA stuff during COVID hurt them more than it helped them, like significantly. I think some of
I
that
doubt
stuff.
they would do that. That's just,
Yeah, so who knows, right? Who knows? They know. But
Does anybody have a counterpoint against this about Goldin auctions just taking over? Because Heritage is still the biggest auction house by the numbers.
It might be the biggest, but it's also got the worst rates, and it doesn't have good enough like reach, in my opinion. Like it doesn't have any presence.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
mean,
think
obviously
their
Ken is
magazine-
crushing it. Ken's crushing it with like getting his name out there.
Ken
and-
knows
and
what he's doing, bro.
building
He's
the
a
brand and getting that stuff out there. Like nobody's
epic salesman.
even getting close. I mean, I don't know when does Heritage ever do any like outreach or anything like that ever.
You
Like, I
don't get
know.
their weekly or monthly magazine.
Not on the mailing list.
Okay.
My fault, dude.
Yeah,
I
don't-
I
don't
get it. I
subscribe,
agree with
but-
you, John. I get the monthly mailing list, but I gotta say I'm with Mason in this one.
I was being
That like
sarcastic, but
one of my biggest qualms with Heritage, and I've loved this as a buyer, but one of my biggest qualms with ever considering, like, you guys have heard me the amount of times I've said I think I might send all my video games off, and I haven't, is the reach with, like, I feel like I never see Heritage being marketed beyond the magazine in the mail or on their social media, which you already have to follow to get exposure to it.
Yeah.
Whereas like Ken Goldin is everywhere. And like a good example of their understanding of social media is what they did with that Cheetozard. Now, whether the Cheetozard price was justified or not, that consignment was taken in because they had the belief that they could get that thing to go viral and that the virality would bring enough eyeballs to the rest of the auction that regardless of what the Cheetozard did, the value would be there. Just so happened the Cheetozard went crazy too. But like that, understanding how to leverage virality
It was
into
like
auction
120.
sales,
say it,
that's
Mason.
massive consumer value.
I'm gonna share it.
He's shocked by
Oh,
this
you're trying to pull
price.
it. I
His
think,
face right now is him seeing
Did
the
you
price
not
of
know
that
what it sold
Cheetos
for?
are.
Let's go.
You-
It's at like it's high. It's oh my god.
Did you not know what this sold for?
Unbelievable.
I did not know it had like the whole frame and like the cute little like,
Yeah.
thing on the top. That's ridiculous.
They
I love
spent
it.
7,000.
they spent $3 putting that in a card plastic holder and made it look nice.
Did they make
To
that?
get-
Does Ultra Pro make those?
Wait,
I
hold
mean,
on.
Yeah, Ultra Pro makes those. That's all Ultra Pro.
Cheeto Million? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, this is a good bit, dude.
Yeah.
This is a great bit. This yeah.
But I'm
this
just
And
saying,
he-
part-
and
this
he's
went, dude, this
regular
was on like
Cheeto than he
national
is.
news.
Look, it's really hard
Unless you're checking my
to
Cheetos.
debate your point, Sean, because I think we all think you're right. Like they're clearly
Which is
stepping,
fine. You know, like
they're
I'm sure
clearly
there are
stepping the
interesting
game up.
counterpoints.
Like the marketing side is crushing it, but Heritage still has the buyers. They have historically a greater buyer pool.
Yeah.
And
But it's like
is that-
classical
is that-
stuff, right? Like paintings and stuff like that. That's what I think of when I think of Heritage. I don't think of like collectibles now. I'm going to Goldin. All right. I at least think of Goldin more
It's
so.
like an aging platform. It feels like more than like
Well,
a
I
new
remember
up and-
Goldin's
I don't know.
first ever like pop culture non-sports auction. I sent them crazy stuff because I just happened to have it at this point. I sent them it was one of the Super Mario Bros, like a 9.6, 9.8, I had a PSA 10 first ed Lugia, like really, really good stuff. And I sent it to them on their first ever auction for pop culture, being promised the world, all this marketing, all this stuff. And they did a little bit of it, but it was nothing near what they're doing today. And it flopped. And I was livid, right? I was like, I'm never auctioning with Goldin again. And then here I am this morning on the phone with Cam. Hey, what do you guys want for for the auction? I want to send I want to send this and this. So
hey, good job, Cam. You did it. Got his ass.
Great hire, Ken Goldin. Great hire. So
give that kid a raise, dude. Come on.
Yeah, he just started. Give him a raise.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm sending him some stuff, I think, for the this anniversary auction and maybe some weeklies to see how they do. So
let's look at Heritage.
Worth a shot.
Let's look at Heritage. Like when Heritage started, and like not when they started, but like in COVID, when a lot of us became aware of Heritage because trading cards and stuff were running. They were the biggest for comics. They probably still are. Biggest for coins, or at least that I'm aware of. A lot of like movie props and stuff. I think they're one of the biggest like movie prop auctions, photos, things like that, movie posters. So like we're already kind of in this collectible niche, already had people in collectibles, which I think it made it really easy for them to transition in and start doing graded cards, graded video games, things like that. Whereas I think around that same time, there were still a lot of skeptics on would anything outside of sports cards even be worth anything long term? Did anyone care? Like if you remember back to like 2019, 2020 COVID, when this stuff started to run, everyone told me video games were a joke, which like, yeah, they skyrocketed and then they crashed. They're still crazy high compared to where they started. Every game outside of Magic even was never going to do anything because Alpha Lotus was still superior. Like collecting,
I don't know if I would sell Magic on Goldin versus
Sure, but my point is they came in at a time and like started this thing when nobody else valued it or believed in it, so they weren't running signatures, they weren't doing whatever, and so the people that just needed a home to go buy stuff, it's like, well, Heritage is their home, they got the stuff. And now we're starting to see real competition happen where it's like, all right, well, we can run signatures too, and we think we can outmarket you. I'm not saying that's what they're saying, but that's what it seems like, right? That like their strategy, like Goldin strategy is like, we're just going to market the hell out of this. And like, that's where I feel like Heritage is still like riding that 2020 wave and hasn't really done a lot to adjust to like the new time where everyone says, yeah, there's tons of places to sell your collectibles now. eBay, Alt, Goldin, Heritage, all these different places. Sotheby's even does stuff. Like
they gave up.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did the one auction and stopped.
Oh, well, they did that Charizard, so I knew they did that. But with the
I think it was because of the fake prototypes.
Oh, okay.
Like we're never taking Pokemon and Magic again. They said. I think they'll do sports cards again.
Well, never say never. People change all the time. Cards hit high enough dollar, money talks. But like my point is, there's a lot of places now that are competing for that market share, and theatrics wins. On the internet, theatrics wins. Social media influencers, marketing, advertising, theatrics.
Presentation is everything, baby.
Like
it doesn't
being
matter.
on Netflix, you know how many consignments Goldin's going to get from just the average Joe that knows nothing about this industry, doesn't know that there's 5 places to sell, and says, all right.
It's also a problem, though. They're getting riddled and drowned with terrible phone calls.
People just saying,
and Ken's hired a bunch of newbies to flush through that stuff and send the good stuff up the chain. So yeah, it's just, that's interesting to me. I would love to see more than mail flyers out of Heritage. I would love to see more social media presence beyond just their own social media. I agree with Mason there. I would like to see more of that. I would love, like, Ken Goldin has been on like every news station, everywhere, CNBC, whatever, talking about this Logan Paul illustrator. And like, I don't know, maybe Heritage doesn't need to do that because that's not their focal point. I don't know. And I know that they had a record-setting year last year as well. So maybe they just have a different strategy. But it feels like to me, at least with collectibles, they're losing market share. Maybe for them, they're okay with that. I can't imagine they would want to lose market share in anything.
I'd imagine that their numbers are still going up, and they're just happy with that instead of realizing that the collectibles market is booming and they're losing market share.
Which is kind of like the Beckett thing, right? Like for years, Beckett was the industry leader in card grading, and their numbers kept going up. But to some capacity had to have not realized, like,
Market
not only is
share was-
PSA making up ground on us, but now overtaking us. And like, sure, our numbers are going up, but not as fast as theirs. And like, to the point now, PSA has now acquired Beckett, right? We have like,
crazy.
that is crazy. Like, if for anyone that was in the hobby back to like, 2012, 2013,
Nobody would have had that on their bingo card, actually.
Yeah, grading in Pokemon wasn't even a thing. And like, if you thought of grading, it was like BGS and Magic is what you thought of. And like, for trading cards, that now PSA owns Beckett, like, or their parent company does. That is crazy. That is 13 years. And that's a great example of how, like, would people tell you, like, oh yeah, this is going to happen in 5 years, this is going to happen in 10 years. You don't freaking know what is going to happen in 10 years, because 13 years ago, you would have been laughed at to say that PSA was going to own Beckett. Like, literally, physically, like, their holding company would own them. That is, yeah, crazy. So,
well, yeah, I mean, with all these other, these price hikes going and with the companies and everything, I think Mason's got the next hot topic for us.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, Pokemon's tapped out. It can't go much higher. Like, we've hit the ceiling. We've ballooned. How much more ballooning can we do? We got to move on. There's other carcasses for us to scavenge here.
Yes.
And yeah, so all these price hikes and all these modern sales for all these, like Dragon Ball we've seen, they're long overdue to move. And that's something that I want to share. I got
Love to hear it.
Look,
love to hear it.
Look, we can talk about the modern, but let's look at the old stuff here. I got this record-breaking sale in Yu-Gi-Oh here. I'm going to share the screen.
Nate, can you edit in the Family Feud X and just
no. Let me hold on.
We skipped over Dragon Ball too quick.
It was supposed to be a Dragon Ball segment. Hold on.
Straight to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Let me cook, y'all. Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Okay?
Let him cook.
All right. This was a private sale, I believe. $147,000 for the wavy first ed LOB PSA 10s.
Oh, this is the whole
This
set.
would never have happened if all this other hype was not going on, right?
No, it's only the foils. Doesn't include Gaia, John. Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! Shout out. Congrats, Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
Dope sale.
Congrats, Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! Holders. You did it.
So we have this going on. All these other games, why can't they do the same thing that Pokemon is? Are they not a part of people's childhood as well? Look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. I mean, I know people that still, to this day, love the anime of Yu-Gi-Oh! Say it's far superior to the Pokemon anime, right?
What's a Yu-Gi-Oh?
Okay, John. Okay. We have some catching up to do with the rest of these TCGs that haven't got the limelight that they might deserve. And who's to say that these guys buying up all the modern stuff aren't just beating them to the punch and they're ahead of the game. They're the real, geniuses out there.
The savants. The cardboard savants.
Today's modern is tomorrow's vintage. Hello.
Don't use that on me.
I reluctantly agree with you that it's overdue. But there's a part of me that is just like, it's not as good as Pokemon. It's not as good as sports. It's not as good as One Piece even. Like,
you hear that, Jake Smith? Tap in.
I understand the historical relevance and importance of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm biased. I did not watch it. I did not play it. I never collected it. I mean, there's still room to run compared to COVID's.
That's the thing.
Cards.
But maybe it will never get to Pokemon's level. But why not just a little glimpse of that?
Why shouldn't it get a nice little bull run, dude? That's true.
It's great. I'm happy for it. I just don't feel like it was the same cycle in COVID. It was Pokemon, and then everything rose with it. Magic rose. Look, was Magic coming? When's Magic Vintage hitting? We got Dragon Ball.
Let's not do that. Yeah, let's talk about Dragon Ball. Let's talk about your darling
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Let's talk about your darling Dragon Ball.
Which I missed the boat. I just collected DBZ score stuff. It's Dragon Ball Super.
Don't say you missed the boat. Come on.
Dragon Ball Super's going through the roof on all these singles.
All six buyers, raising them up.
Oh, that's it? Just 6?
So
that's it.
Put
6
0.
Yeah, dude.
So
is it all games, Mason?
To outline what's going on with the modern part of stuff. Obviously, these other games, the Bandai games, Dragon Ball Super, Fusion World, Gundam. I think Weiss is getting some love. Yu-Gi-Oh is getting some love. the thing about them is they don't have the depth of the market that all these like Pokemon does, or even Magic does for that matter. So it's much easier to raise these prices, inflate and balloon these prices, and pump these prices because there's just not that much stuff available out there. So you can buy 10, 12, 15 copies of something, and you 3-4x the price potentially. So that's the scary part now. Looking at modern stuff is just there's not a lot of it out there. So what was out there, it's all getting bought up, and it's really blown up the prices on stuff.
So people are unhappy with their 20-30% day over day gains in Pokemon. They want 100% to 200%.
They're moving on. Yep. There's another carcass that has plenty of meat on it still. Yep.
I forgot about Weiss and how big Weiss got.
Uh-huh.
There was like 6-figure sales of that stuff. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, Weiss, even Union Arena, seen some love, like the more popular stuff.
The waifu boom, Sean, it's coming back with your
One
Piece
set.
One Piece is going to bring on the waifu
It's
boom.
happening.
Don't
It's
at me.
happening because
You
of
guys
Sean. It's
are
your
losing
fault.
me. Look, I can agree that Yu-Gi-Oh is overdue. There's a lot of fundamentals that support that a lot of people that left Pokemon went into Yu-Gi-Oh when they were younger. There's a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh has withstood the test of time and at least till now remained in the top 3, although One Piece I think is on the cusp of overtaking that. That Yu-Gi-Oh by all merit should have a price increase on things in a wave where most collectibles are having a price increase.
Mm-hmm.
Buck stops there. Bucko. Like, I'm sorry. Dragon Ball Super. Nobody even knew that. Dude, the average person said Dragon Ball Super should quit being printed in the other Dragon Ball Fusion World or whatever that they made so that they can print more One Piece.
That
has been that has been the overarching narrative for a long time by a lot of people. Kill this damn thing. Give us more One Piece cards. Now all of a sudden it's I love Dragon Ball Z, dude. No, you don't. You made a $1,000 card go to $14,000. You need to find 4 more jackasses to sell it to. That's what happened.
Outside of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, what's the next like biggest anime property?
Dragon Ball.
Makes sense to me.
Magic
Universe. That makes sense. Like no. Dragon Ball is bigger than that.
Bigger than Final Fantasy, all of Marvel,
not Marvel, but of Final Fantasy, it's bigger.
I'm just saying, Lord of the Ring, like, dude,
that's a logical statement that Mason just made. Very logical. That makes
Dragon Ball is big. It is big. No one has cared about those cards up till this point. They just haven't. They cared during COVID when they had a massive boon-up signature card from Tournament of Power. All that crap came cratering down.
They caught him sleeping, and now they're gonna get paid.
You're right. Every human slept on it. That we should get
value in the IP.
Everyone's still sleeping on Pogs, dude. Beanie Babies. We're all sleeping.
No.
Fine, go find your Kicks Bears. Trust the Princess Dies are coming back.
So
dude.
at least with Dragon Ball,
only the air one.
At least with Dragon Ball, you have the new anime. You have all the 40th. It's 40th, right? Anniversary of it.
40th. Yeah.
Like at least there's some organic like timing to it, where there could be some actual organic interest that is rising from it. It's a little bit of dubious timing, yes, with everything else that's going on in the TCG world, but it's not always 1-to-1 as far as like it just being shilled and pumped.
People are causing momentum shifts and making
I can't tell if you
wonder,
even believe what you're saying right now, or if this is a bit. Like, I genuinely cannot. I can't.
Squinks, it's my topic. I have to keep things rolling here.
It's my
No. Mason,
I will drag us
got all
to the 20-minute mark.
John's so offended that you don't really believe what you're saying.
It's got the supporting structure to it. It like you said, it's got that anniversary hitting. It's got the new anime was a massive announcement. Like that
the remake.
Yeah, people are very excited about that.
It's not a remake; it's a new story.
The Beerus one is a remake.
That part of it is a redo. It's closer tied to the actual story that like Akira Toriyama put together, or like his team put together in the manga, more so than what they did for the anime. So yeah, the timing of all this stuff coming together again, like this is perfect storm for Dragon Ball, the IP to blow up, and it's probably the leading reason why people are speculating on it, right?
Specking it all, yeah, right.
It's this just dropped. We got this going on. I mean, the dumb reason that I bought these cells was because they're opening up a theme park in Saudi Arabia. So like, yeah, maybe some rich guy will
I
want to buy these.
remember
And,
that. I remember
you know,
that
that-
silly.
there's
Okay.
there's plenty of reason of like why this is happening organically. I mean, obviously it's a little bit crazy seeing cards go from 5 to 60 overnight when there's as many as you want available, essentially. But yeah, it's also really interesting. Like the TCG, like Dragon Ball guys that I follow are super upset about this. They're like wanting this to not happen at all. I'm like, you guys are making more money than you're making money. Like, why don't you want to make money? Why do you want to stop this? They're complaining about it, like shitting on it. I'm like, guys, enjoy this while it's happening. Feed into it. Support the hobby. Support.
You don't know what you
happening.
got till it's gone.
Say, do they
boys.
even realize that their game was like 2 days from dead? Like
It's
nuts. This might get them another year or two because box sales may actually take off from it, and then
sealed is actually going kind of crazy.
What happened to the first set? It was set at $55 forever. Now it's what, 700 today? The manga set, Fusion World.
Oh, Fusion World.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I don't carry it.
They've gone nuts. So it's only good if you like feed into it and support it and have fun with it. If you completely ignore this and neglect it and try to fight it,
if you only think that score is what people actually
if you do what I do, you're not going to make any money. Although
there's the one DBZ fan that didn't make nothing.
My stuff has been selling pretty fast when I listed on eBay, so it's not liquidity's going up right now.
You're just selling sealed though, right?
No, I'm selling my graded, my lower.
Oh wow, cool! That's awesome. Good for you. So, I am glad you're getting bailed out of the
bailed out.
Yeah,
I don't feel bailed out.
Shouts out to Kai and Radar for getting bailed out.
We watched this happen with Naruto, which I think was one of the biggest surprise successes of COVID. Naruto and Weiss were probably the two biggest.
And the two people that got the biggest boom from that are the two people on this podcast.
Yeah, and I think, and so I would argue that we know better
thousands of dollars
how illiquid that stuff becomes. Like that's the thing, is what's going to happen is cards are going to, a couple sales will happen and people will say these are the prices now, and that stuff's going to become illiquid. And the problem is going to be no one's going to want to.
It was already illiquid, and now it's because
they paid too much. Yeah. And so then you're not going to have any lower price history. And so that stuff just sits illiquid forever and doesn't move. And so then those are forever the prices, but nothing sells. And you just have an illiquid game with illiquid cards that might as well be worth nothing. And like, this is what happened in Naruto boxes. Like, you could sell a Path box for like $2,000 during COVID. And then sales trickled all the way down to like $1,000. And then just nobody wanted to lower it, but they never sold. And so if you had Path boxes listed at $1,000, they might as well have been not listed because they just weren't going to sell. I finally sold one for like $660 like a week ago. And like, that was because I'm just to the point of like, look, Naruto, I'm moving on, like, get rid of it. I've listed another one. Who knows if another one will sell or when it will sell. And I've got 6 more after that. So like, it's just one of those, like, I could end up selling my last one at $100. Who knows? And so like, that's what I caution people against is like, well, if the price isn't dropping, I'm fine. The price is not your worry. The liquidity is your worry, because if the buyer pool doesn't exist, it does not matter how much you lower it if there's just nobody to buy it. And like, I don't think people realize how low liquidity can get, like, and how the remaining people are like the true fans that are willing to like wait on the price memory of when they could buy it for $50. And so they'll just wait and buy it for $50, and they will, and like, hope you're ready to sell your $14,000 item for $50 because that's the only person left that wants to buy it. And like, so yeah, I don't know. I struggle with that one. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh, I think Yu-Gi-Oh's legit. The only part that Yu-Gi-Oh worries me is that post-COVID, Yu-Gi-Oh took some of the bloodiest bath of price declines of any game. Like, Weiss took hits, Naruto's liquidity dried up, but the prices obviously didn't. But we just talked about how that's practically the same thing. Yeah, correct. They were not nearly as ridiculous. But Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, there was a lot of stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh that took like 90% haircuts. And you know, a lot of the higher end was like 50 to 70. And so, like, I remember a GBI God set, GBI 001 to 003. in tens. I mean, those were like thousands upon thousands. Whereas like today, you might get like $2,500 for like at least before this, right? Like I think Slifer was like 800 or something. Raw was like 5 or something. Like I don't even remember the prices, but I remember that I had one set left that I forgot about, and I like a year ago I went to sell it, and I could not believe how down bad it was. And like those cards, some of the most iconic cards, and yeah, and just murdered. And so like that's my biggest worry for Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe not
That'll
like the
happen
LOB
again.
sale. That's like LOB's like creme de la creme.
Is it going to keep rising?
Yeah, probably for a little bit.
I mean, I think wavy.
I think it just started. Like we're like
we just started with One Piece and people moved on to Dragon Ball. So.
Listen.
Yeah, but dude, One Piece has went
fast.
full spectrum, dude. One Piece has went
Get
all
out fast,
trophy cards, alt arts, boxes, like down to like your low tier stuff. So it just went faster, right? And I think that's what we're seeing.
It's
with
still
all
going
games.
too. It's not.
Yeah, true. One Piece is still going, but Yu-Gi-Oh's interesting because so we've mainly only seen big LOB sales so far, right?
Well, I think that 150 number is what a Blue Eyes sold for, or close to it at the peak. Just the Blue Eyes alone. This is the whole set or foil.
And so we've seen this now, but we haven't hit Alties. We haven't hit Ghost Rares yet. We haven't hit MRD. You know, there's Dark Magician Girl inevitably is going to have some record breaking sale. Like
we haven't hit the numbered cards yet.
Get in on the ground floor. Let's go. It's coming.
Buy it, baby.
The
only deal I own is Korean. Now, if you want Korean,
not anymore. You sold it all.
No, I got a little bit, but I have some graded Korean stuff.
You know too. We're booming when the Korean Yu-Gi-Oh's moving, folks. That's
the fact that we mentioned Korean Yu-Gi-Oh on this podcast is disturbing to me.
It is.
How could we belittle ourselves?
Yeah. You guys want to talk about bad investments? Korean Yu-Gi-Oh! Turns out they still print that to this day.
Turns out you can buy LOB today.
If you need to scratch that itch and open Yu-Gi-Oh! And try to pull Dark Magician Girl, try to pull your Exodias, buy Korean. It's dirt cheap. Have fun.
So the interesting thing I found out about Korean Yu-Gi-Oh! Is they do it in cycles. So like certain sets are always in print. LOB is like one of those. But then there's certain sets that they like print some and then they stop to print others and they print some more. So like MFC, which is the Dark Magician Girl set's one of those, which is why you typically will find Korean boxes at like 80 to 100. And then all of a sudden, like one day they'll be $30 for like 6 months. And then they go back to 80 to 100. And they like go through that ebb and flow because they go in and out of print.
Listen
MRD
up,
is another
free
one.
money tip. Free money tip.
Yeah. But yeah, MRD is another one that does that. And it's pretty interesting. Like EOJ, like some of the GX sets do that same thing. And then there's other ones like IOC, LOB, that like MRL, which over there is still Magic Ruler, I believe, are just forever in print.
How's your 25th anniversary English stuff doing, Mason? The reprints, the LOB and everything we talked about.
Oh, that's long gone. I don't have any more of that.
Oh, I thought you still had a bunch.
No.
Because it didn't sell. Oh, that's gone. Okay.
No, those sold pretty well, actually. Those were really good. People really liked them. They had a lot of fun with them. Like the amount of people that came in and bought them was like, man, I remember this. Takes me back. This is great. Little nostalgia hit. Yeah, people really like those.
You guys want to open packs?
Just right now in the middle of the.
I do right now.
No,
go get some.
Okay, I'll be right back.
No,
Johnson gets some.
No, I don't want to open Korean Yu-Gi-Oh! I swear to God, if you bring back Korean Yu-Gi-Oh!
So Mason, we got Dragon Ball hitting after One Piece.
Yeah,
you mentioned what's the next big one? You already mentioned Weiss is starting to pick up.
Is
Magic
anime
coming back?
Is it picking up?
Featured things? Union Arena might take off now.
With what? My Hero Academia? Is that
My Hero's kind of run its course now. See,
yeah. Oh, that's. Okay.
This is the 25th stuff.
Yeah, that's 25th. Okay, that's not mids.
Open up.
No, it's okay. You guys keep chatting, and I'll just
show us once you get the left leg.
I'll show you.
So is Magic gonna hit? Is Magic Vintage?
No, Magic is an anime. Nobody cares about like original stuff. Nobody cares.
So you think Magic's gonna be dead?
I don't know. You can't be from one extreme to the other. No.
Dude.
Gaia.
Is that a horse?
That's
good,
right?
Gaia the Fierce Knight. Wait, so I just got a rare and an ultra in that, dude?
Heyo.
Shout out
Kind of
Yu-Gi-Oh.
cooking,
I don't know if
bro.
that's good or not.
Dude,
I don't
that's
know. Anyways,
cool. Then I got this other crap. Hell yeah.
yeah, we saw
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I have been getting hit up pretty consistently lately for the random TCGs, like the Harry Potters of the world, and the
Yeah.
like I showed off Teen Titans and Samurai Jack at one point. People were like, "I want that now." I've got a box of Bill Nye the Science Guy ready to go too.
Yo, let me get some of that. Hold up, dude.
So these old dead TCGs are making their big comeback, but I guess those who have stuck with it, obviously the Yu-Gi-Ohs of the world and stuff, they're crushing, absolutely crushing.
Yeah, I mean, so like I said earlier, it's like the thing about these older stuff and just stuff in general is that there's just so little bit out there. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to just move the market on these things, like Squeaks was talking about earlier, the price memory of things. Once you set a price, you can't go back down because people don't want to lose money. That'd be ridiculous. Who'd want to do that?
So that leads us to our next topic, Thrifty.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, it kind of does, honestly.
Throw us your hot take.
Listen, I think one thing that I think is holding a lot of people back right now, especially in Pokemon, is like last week we talked about not buying stuff that at highs, but also I think that having a comprehensive price memory from like 5 years at this point, or 6 or whatever it is now that I've like been doing this, I think that actually like holds me back a lot, actually, rather than like helps me do more business. Because when I just noticed it when we were at a show the other day. I literally did not want to buy something because I was like, this used to be $20. And I can't get over the hurdle to spend $200 on that same thing, that I'm like, I didn't buy that at 20, let alone $200. I refuse. So, but it's like, if you have an outlet, obviously buy it. But I just can't do it. I can't get over that hump. Honestly, it's weird. I don't know what you guys are gonna give me here for this.
This is a natural thing I think everyone experiences if they're in the hobby long enough, or in any industry long enough, and things go up. If you're buying milk your whole life and it goes up, it's hard to buy milk.
Sure. Sure.
I want to argue this.
I didn't buy eggs during listen, when the eggs were up at like $8 or whatever, $6 a carton, I wasn't buying eggs. I said, I'm not buying that. I'm good.
I want to argue this, but it's really the throw at the Squeaks here. But I find the price memory to actually help me more, and the people that I look at who have perfected this is Squeaks and Charlie Herlocker. They are so good at keeping their head on straight when it comes to price memory, when it comes to cards, comes to plays, investments, whatever you want to call it. They're able to just truly dissect individual cards, individual sets so well, better than anybody that I know. I mean, us three sitting here and just listen to Sean rant constantly.
We do that regularly
with the camera
day.
off, and we're just trying to okay, what do we need to buy? What do we need to buy? Sean, I want you to talk about this because I feel I'm talking for you right now. I hope you agree with what I'm saying. But you and Charlie are so good at like staying emotionally flatline when it comes to this stuff, and understanding the true utility of a card, the outlook of it, why people like it, what it can do. So yeah, I'm gonna throw it to you on that.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting topic, like price memory.
Because I think you're going through it in One Piece a lot right now, actually, Squeaks. Also,
One Piece is really
that's
tough.
one thing I can definitely
One Piece
see
is so tough because price memory, one, is still really fresh. Like, most people have been in One Piece for 2 years, and so every card is like impossible to buy, it feels like, unless you're just brand spanking new, which there are a lot of people. But the price memory is hard for me because when I first started, everything was so cheap, so cheap. And so for the longest time, a card would go up and it was exactly what Thrifty said. I was like paralyzed to like, I just can't dabble in this card. And like, I can't buy a PSA 9 First Ed Charizard for $10,000 when I used to be able to buy them raw for $700 and grade them and get 9s. And did that twice. And like that, like the first First Ed Charizard I ever sold, by the way, was a 9, $1,350, 2015. And so like to today to see that card at $50,000, like that is a struggle. Like to
You
have that
wouldn't be
price
able to buy
memory.
one today, I don't think. Like at that, like you wouldn't confidently, I don't think, buy one at that price.
So
you know?
I think, and I think this is where John was coming at it from, is there's a value to that price memory as well if you can take your emotion out of it, right? And just look at it similar to how you look at a stock. Is it overvalued or is it undervalued? Relative to, the thing is, yes, that was 1350 and today it's 50,000. That's a what, 40x multiplier? Has the hobby grown by 40x? I'd argue it's grown by more than 40x. Like you could make the argument that card relative to hobby growth has not kept up to demand. And whereas like first ed Charizard in 10 almost surely has, right? And we're still seeing them climb. And so I think that is more like the value of price memory. It's really hard to emotionally extract and like take yourself out of it if you've experienced those lower prices, especially the shorter the window, right? A 2015 sale is much easier 11 years later to like separate yourself from
Sure.
than a sale 2 years ago,
Right.
or like.
And that's the thing. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's like it like you said, it was like it's almost paralyzing, and you shouldn't be as worried about it. And like I'm actively getting like passing up deals basically because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it at the prices they are.
So that could be bringing you more value. That could be helping you and speeding you up.
I think it does help me, but also at the same time, it's like if I can make 25% on that, I should just do it, right? Like
Mason, you seem confused by that statement that it's helping.
Well, it's just like, I don't know. I look at me, like I buy up, down, sideways. It doesn't matter. And yeah, that's what you got to look at is like, okay, I'm buying at X%. It's just that number at that point. It's just my margin. It doesn't matter what the number is.
As a store owner, that's how you run. That's how you operate
I have to,
your entire business.
I'm not going to.
It's like volume matters in that case then, like because I don't do as much volume technically.
But Mason, you never turn things away because the price now seems so crazy compared to like what you used to pay for it.
I mean,
that's a good question.
If it has good sell through, no. Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that, this mid-era EX stuff that, maybe, doesn't sell very often. So it's just like, yeah, the last one that sold is X, right? But, you can kind of hedge it a little bit just because of, who knows if it's going to sell for that again, right? Who knows what happened in that scenario. But for the most part, if it has good sell through, why wouldn't one of those sell throughs be me next? Like it doesn't make any sense to worry about
really focused on sell through and interest. So you kind of adjust your percentages possibly, or your yeses and nos based on specifics.
Liquidity and
yeah. I mean, the only thing I really balk at now is like Magic serialized stuff, that doesn't have like good sell through, or it can get really spotty.
Can you buy those for me?
For what?
I want all those serialized.
Can you be Radar's
Where have you been? Where have you been like the past 5 years?
That's available, dude.
I've been holding these.
But here's what I will say. I will say, as I've gotten older and I've been in the industry longer, price memory has become less of a deterrent, more of a tool. And so, because I can separate it. And so, like, I'll give you an example. Those Evolution premium boxes, the like Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon. I had a bunch of mine from the distributor when they first came out, sold them. Went and bought a bunch more later on, double the cost. In my head, it's almost like I held them this first time, but now I had to pay more for them, right? And or I lost part of my gains because I had sold in that window. Same way as a stock. If you buy a stock and then you sell it, you have to treat those as separate events, right? I bought them for this cost, I sold them for this cost. New item, buying it for this cost. It's not the same item that I bought there, right? It's got different fundamentals now.
So then we're saying entry point is more important than price memory, or
yeah. And so it's tough. Like I see why people get caught up on it. I think also part of it's you get desensitized to it over time. I think it's harder when you're a collector, the price memory, because there's not the gain value perception on the other side, right? Your gain is just how much enjoyment you get out of it. And that probably doesn't scale proportionately to price. And so if you're a collector and you just enjoy this stuff and you say, I could have had that at $10, and my joy would be the same amount as now me paying $3,000 for something, that's a lot harder to mentally grasp with. to where you don't buy it and think about how you could have had it for cheaper, right? It almost like diminishes some of the enjoyment that you get out of it. And so I actually think price memory for new businesses, which a lot of times are collectors that start their businesses, and probably why they carry that to some degree. And collectors, I think, struggle with price memory a lot more than like experienced veterans of the hobby, because you've just been through enough of these waves. And the other thing I really want to touch on is price memory becomes a tool, in that when you see some of these things happen and these gains happen, it starts to allow you to see opportunity on new stuff where the price action hasn't happened, but you can already see how the current day prices will be price memory for future generations getting in the hobby, where you can see a card like Umbreon Darkrai and Espeon Deoxys.
No,
like
you
those
can.
all-
It's like the Greyfell how Pikachu is like what was more.
Sure, I was just thinking about how
Yeah.
those were $3, and they were gate capped by a box that was $100+. And now today, those cards are $100+.
Yeah.
You know what else is gate capped by a $100+ box? An Espeon and Umbreon. I think your mic was muted, but an Espeon Umbreon, same box, like same style.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
15.
when those boxes came out too, that was right when COVID hit, and I remember seeing those Umbreon Darkrai, Espeon Deoxys boxes and being like, how am I gonna sell these? I'm gonna sit on these forever. It's just like I can't, yeah.
You didn't know
time
Squeaks
is a
then. He
funny thing
says
where it's just
never
like,
sell
Well,
evolution boxes.
it's also two different business models completely. So your head is
Absolutely,
thinking
yeah.
one way, Sean's thinking
yeah,
another
price
way.
memory is way more scary for a collector than it is for
Well, and to be
somebody
fair
selling.
to Mason here, I wouldn't touch those boxes. Those boxes, in my opinion, were also unsellable. But the promos were so cheap that to me it was, these boxes are unsellable, but no one's going to lower the price on them because they're already at $100+. And yet, so if you want these promos, the only way you can get them is by ripping one of these boxes that nobody wants to rip open. So those promos got room to run. What do I see today? I see a prismatic box with a figure and a bunch of other crap that the price is baked in on that people don't want, and a bunch of prismatic packs that are flooded the market, and you got a $150 box that people don't want to rip. How else are you going to get that Umbreon and Espeon out of it? And it's the same logic. Now, will that do as well as those did? Probably not, because you need a bunch of hobby growth and a bunch of everything. But it's a similar structure, right? In the price memory of 3 to 100, 15 to 30 doesn't seem that hard. 30 to 60 doesn't seem that hard on an Umbreon. And like, that to me is like where my head goes. I use the price memory of this one thing and how it acted to like help me associate a modern thing and like try to make those judgment calls. And then you figure out like what's different about it.
That's a good, that's like a one way you can use it for sure. I do agree. I definitely do that in like life, but
yeah,
I feel like it's more of a hindrance almost in a lot of cases.
For a lot of people, I think it is. I think it meant like we've said, it paralyzes. I think it mentally.
It's a big hurdle to get over for some people, honestly. Like it's kind of,
once you can cross that threshold, understanding old prices, even before you entered the hobby, is so valuable. One of the first things I did when I started my store was I had price memory from 2010 when I played, but I had no price memory of like Diamond and Pearl era, EX era, none of that. Essentially, like I got out of the game Legendary Collection when I was younger. So like I had to fill in that gap. So I would talk to as many people as I could, talk to store owners that were around then, things like that. That's like how I came up with my whole thesis that nobody cares about the Diamond and Pearl era. Like that will always be the black sheep of the industry because nobody did. And like that's why it always runs last. Like always runs last is because nobody cares about it. And whereas like EX era, that was popular even when the game was not popular. Gold stars were interesting even when the game was not interesting. And so like that stuff, like learning that price memory, learning what were gold stars back then, because it would tell you there's a, like, I'll give you an amazing price memory exercise on this. Greninja Gold Star. Everyone today looks at it and says, I cannot believe how expensive that card has gotten.
Yeah.
But if you look at the price memory of Mew and Pikachu Gold Star, the unlimited ones that came in the lunchbox tin, that at one time were like $25 to $30 total for both of them because the tin was cheap. People also said those would never be valuable because that tin was mass produced. Look at them today, thousands of dollars because they were gold stars. And over time, they get diluted out and things like that. Why couldn't Greninja do that exact same thing? Sure, way more printed, but hobby's also way larger. Are they going to go to thousands? I don't know. I mean, I know the 10 has because the condition's poor, but raw. But could they go to 2? Why not? Could they go to 4? Why not?
They
I
probably
believe they
printed
could.
2 million of those cards, I bet.
And like, and
Something.
that's like, to me, seeing when Greninja was sub $10. I did not buy a lot of them because I was focused on other things at the time. But price memory dictated to me that I absolutely should have, and I would have been rewarded for it. And like, it's one of the few that I look back on and I'm like, man, I really wish I would have, because I felt like I knew better.
Celebrations, dude. Holy.
What about Celebrations?
All of Celebrations, basically. We just should have been like backing the truck up on Celebrations, everything.
Well, this is how I feel about the Classic Collection Charizard. I think that card was, I don't know what it's at today, what it looks like, but you have to break open a $multi-$100.
Oh, are you talking about the metal one?
No.
He's talking about the
big
classic
collection.
The one you have. The one you love.
That we bought a bunch of from Sam's Club.
The big box, $400, dog.
The premium.
Oh, the 3 promos.
Yeah, the 3 decks that come in the nice premium.
Oh, Classic Collection. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I was thinking Charizard UPC at first, and then I was thinking, wait, Classic. When you said Classic Collection, and this is where Pokemon really failed us. That's TCG Classic. Classic Collection is the Celebrations Classic Collection, which is like, I was thinking that Charizard with the little 25th Pikachu on it.
I thought that was the UPC.
No, but
okay, but yeah.
No, yeah. That's the one with the Umbreon and the Blastoise. They did the 25 cards, Retro Mew EX, and Shining Magikarp and all that. But anyways, you're talking about TCG Classic. Now I'm with you. I get what. Keep going. Now I get what you're saying.
I finished, but yeah, that it's the same. Like, that's how I feel about those cards, because like the Charizard is the same value as that entire box. You got to break it down, and there's a Blastoise in there, Venusaur in there, Pikachu. I mean, look, everything.
I still have, when I look at Prime cards, I'm like, I used to have these in my $2 boxes because Primes were like, relatively cheap. I look at every single one of them now. I'm like, holy smokes,
dude!
There's still cheap cards in my mind, but
I agree with you on there. Primes are like one of the things that I've never been able to mentally reset on.
Yep.
That every time I see a Prime, I think $1 to $5.
That's funny.
Because other than Mew and Gengar, almost every single one of them was $1 to $5. All of them. Whereas like today, the valuable ones were the ones that were the cheapest. Umbreon, Celebi, Espeon, like nobody wanted any of that. And like you could buy Umbreons all day for $1 a piece, just hundreds of them. And like same with Legend pieces. When Legend pieces rotated out, $2 of Legend piece. Lugia and Ho-Oh were like, the ones without their heads on it were like $3, and the ones with their heads were like $4. And then Rayquaza and Deoxys were like $10 for the set. Like they were the juicer. And you could buy Legend pieces for days. Nobody wanted them. And like it's interesting that you mentioned TCG Classic, because that kind of fills a similar void. Nobody wanted that when it came out because it was so expensive, to where the prices drove down forever. They sat on different box store websites forever for cheap. Eventually sold out. Now they're starting to run again. They're above 300. They're like 340. We're starting to see the price graphs on these cards move up a little bit. And the biggest hindrance to these cards, like prices jumping, and full disclosure, I have a ton of the Charizard, ton of it. But the biggest hindrance to them, there's just not volume of them for enough sales to happen. Like if you go on TCG Player right now, I guarantee it, there's less than 15 of that Charizard. And I haven't bought one for 2 years. Like it's exactly what you said. Eventually people are going to realize, and more so, I think the best ones aren't even the Charizard. I think it's the starters. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. Foil starters that we've never had in the hobby other than like the random Stormfront secret rares and stuff. Those things are gorgeous. There's going to be a point where people come in the hobby, and this is another thing that we haven't really talked about, which is not having the price memory. There's going to be a point where people enter the hobby and see those cards and think they're cool and don't have the price memory that Classic Collection sat for $130 forever. They don't have the price memory that Mew UPCs were $68 for the longest time. They don't have the price memory that Sylveon EX box from 2012, you couldn't sell at Target for $10 on clearance, and now is an $800 box. Sometimes lack of price memory is what makes cards eventually run, because the price memory was so bad that people don't want to mess with it, and then a whole new wave comes in that has no clue about any of it. And if you can recognize, like, this has really good fundamentals. Charizard, Blastoise, Squirtle, Pikachu, Mewtwo, all those, great deck, gate kept behind a really expensive box. If you just want Charizard, do you want to spend $400 on a box, or do you just want to go buy the Charizard? If you just want a $10 Charmander, do you want to spend $10? Do you want to go buy a $400 box? when you realize they're really good, or the fact that, hey, this is a $400 box, but $300 of the dollars are in cards that are never going to sell because nobody's going to go out and buy one by one singles. When you start looking at those fundamentals, right, that price memory becomes less debilitating, because over time, the average person in the hobby cycles out every 3 years. The average person in the hobby will have no price memory that thing was ever cheap. All they're ever going to know is an expensive box. And so, like, price memory is like such a fascinating topic because you can look at it from so many angles, and it's really easy to look at it from your own angle.
It seems like it would be so nice to not have it also. Like, I like just thinking about that, like, oh, you were talking about last week, Radar. Like, I wish I didn't know any of this shit. Like, I would be so happy. But like, I don't know if we would either. That's another thing. Because then you'd be pissed off, you'd be paying so much for it. Like, but also,
yeah, imagine having the we like, I say this as humbly as possible. Us four have price memory only in a positive manner where we're making money. Imagine
if we all lost
the
all
opposite
of our money
way.
from this shit.
Imagine coming into the hobby now, and I'm not speculating on whether this is the peak or whatever is going to happen, but imagine coming into the hobby now with 100 grand, 50 grand, whatever your fund money is to start a business, to start your own investment fund. Spend 100 grand a day, and it just goes down 90%. You're never coming back. Your price memory is, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you get back into it. Like, oh, this is cheap now. I'm going to buy more of it. Maybe that person goes and gets another 100
I think
grand.
a lot of people encounter what you're saying, where like they come in, guns a-blazing, spend a bunch of money. They don't do research. They don't research price memory to see if these things are cheaper at one time or that they're buying at a top. They get absolutely crushed. And they wonder what happens 6 months from now when their collection's worth half the value. And they leave.
I mean, that happens in my store all the time. I mean, when people come in and buy sealed product and they're like, hey, this box was $200 at release and now it's $150. I just lost $50 and then I open it. I got $20 worth of cards. Cool. Thanks, man. I'm done.
So they get mad at you.
It's just the same thing.
And then you're the bad guy. Yeah, fun.
Always.
Yeah, price memory is an interesting one. I think it's a really, really valuable tool if you can start putting yourself in the shoes of others and like we said, take your emotion out of it, separate it, and start looking at it from a lot of different angles, not just your own price memory angle, but like, how can I relate this to other things? How will other people look at this price memory, right? One of my favorite things is using other people's perception of price memory against them, in the sense that like, people are going to think about this item negatively. Like classic collections for me was a no-brainer. Like buying a ton of the Charizard, a ton of the Pikachu, ton of the starters was a no-brainer, because I said everyone's going to think about this the same way they thought about Mew UPC. When they were super cheap, nobody wants it, don't want it, it's a terrible product. And we're going to go by, 3 years are going to go by, and most people aren't going to have that price memory anymore. And they're going to, eventually they'll sell out, and then the price will go up because people won't know the difference. And it happened on both of them. And this happens all the time, like all the time. And there's so much, like the first one that I have price memory for is that Sylveon box I mentioned. If you guys don't know, look it up. It has like EX, or it has like all the evolutions, and they had like unique promos that came out. They're like black and white,
cool
whatever.
promo box. I really love those promos, actually.
And everyone says they love it, but when that came out, Targets had them, and you could not sell that box to save your life. Like Target had those in droves, clearanced out. Nobody bought them. Like everyone that wanted those promos got them, and everyone else did not care because the packs in them were not interesting. Today, no one has memory of that, or very few people do. Those boxes are like $800 a piece. Like crazy. And like I could never buy one of those because of my own debilitating price memory, that I passed thousands of those at $10 each. And like that's why, but like today I can use that knowledge to say, all right, this is how I think everyone else is going to think about this, which is what makes it really ripe as an opportunity. And like gives you more time. Like if you believe, hey, nobody else is going to do this thing, that gives you way more time to like sit and get it, instead of like feeling like you need to just buy the whole market. You can just buy when they're lower than this price and buy when they're lower than that price, and take your sweet time because nobody else right now cares. And that's how, I mean, Classic sat for what, 2 years at $130, and today they're $340, and like the market's pretty thin on that stuff. And the pops never caught up to what I think everyone thought they were going to. And And like that's a great example where, like Thrifty said, people's price memory debilitated them to what arguably was a really cool opportunity, because I think people thought it was going to come out and it was going to be cheaper than what it was, and it wasn't. And so it jaded them to it. There was a lot of negative stigma because the casual consumer felt
Everyone
it
was
too
so
expensive.
pissed because they didn't want to pay $400 for a box, and it's like, okay, well.
And sometimes the best,
and now Pokemon might never do it again.
Literally may never do it again. And like such a cool like if you said today for the 30th anniversary, Pokemon's going to print a product, it's going to have all the coolest base jungle whatever like cards in it. I guess it was mostly just base, right? But and then they screwed the Mewtwo.
Scyther.
Yeah, they did have Scyther.
Mr. Mime in there.
Yeah, like that they're gonna do that, and it's gonna have a cool foil pattern to it that hadn't been used before. They're gonna foil the starters. They've never done it. People would be losing their minds about it right now, literally. And at the time, nobody cared because the market was already trending down. Like they cost, like people felt they cost too much, and now look at them, like completely turn the corner. So that's like one of the best like examples I could give people out there to look at how like just look at all the angles of price memory from that thing, from tons of different people's vantage points of how that thing went the way it did. And I think then you start to like associate that back to older products, and it becomes really, really interesting. Some of the patterns that you start to find. And that's all this industry is. Like this industry is so cyclical. Mason could tell you, because he plays the game, how cyclical the set releases are. Like to the point that you can almost predict the Charizard set's going to be set 2 or 3. And whichever one it's not, the other one's going to have the supporter searcher in it. And after that, like it used to be your set 12 was going to be your short printed set. They've thrown us a curveball on this one where they're doing the mega thing and they kind of cut Scarlet and Violet short. So now we don't really know what anything's going to happen with this block. Almost kind of like how Heart Gold Soul Silver started Black and White, but they still did 12 sets for that. But the whole point is you could almost start to find patterns in things. And those patterns will aid you so much, whether you are a speculator, investor, collector, flipper, whatever you are. Like all of those are just like, how can you get the most stuff for the cheapest, right? Even as a collector. And like, if you start to recognize those things, you will do significantly better in the hobby. And I think people don't put enough time.
Buy more gray felt hats. Don't listen.
If anybody made it this far, that is just gold of knowledge right there. So
yep.
Dangerous.
Sorry, I tried to help.
Dangerous information. They're shutting us down. They're taking us out.
That's
they got me.
That's what 15 years, 20 years of experience will give you right there.
Combined.
Great topic, Thrifty.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Thrifty's been bringing us a lot of these like eye in the sky, like big macro topics.
I have a lot of time to think. I can't go outside anymore. It sucks. I don't know what to tell you.
So
I just want to have you know, my cat.
Porch thought.
Yeah, this porch.
My cat is fixated on John right now. Like,
which one?
She is, man. She's like right up on the screen, like watching John's head move around, and, and I can't see any of you guys because she's just going back and forth. So,
well,
this is Cheerio, by the way.
Oh my god, she looks demonic right now.
She's very mad that I just took her away from John.
Well, that's been the podcast today. Thank you guys for tuning
intro
in.
And banger.
Well, the intro, yeah. Everyone rate the intro 1 through 10.
Okay, don't do that. Actually, please don't.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Also, like and subscribe for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, we should start with that one.
We should like put that in a thing, like where we.
God,
Nathan does a good job of editing it, but we should still say
that is true.
it.
Because who at this point would not be subscribed if you made it to an hour and 20 minutes?
And give me your biggest price memory fail. I want to hear it in
that's
the
a
comments.
fun one. That'll also tell us who watches to the end.
Yeah.
What is what's your most interesting price memory story in any any capacity? That would be a fun
into
one.
The comments,
we might even pick one and talk about it next time. That'd be cool.
I turned down legendary collection boxes for $4,000.
But how did that impact you?
What?
How did that impact you? Like what's
I don't know. I would have sold them for $4,400 or something. So
true. Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's it. See you later, guys.